to talk. Music loud and women warm, been kicked around since I was born. And nothing's gonna change the way we live, 'cause we can always take but never give. And now that things are changing for the worse, see, oh, life's going nowhere. Somebody help me. Somebody help me, yeah. Futures made of virtual insanity now always seem to be governed by this love we have for useless twisting of a new technology. Oh, now there is no sound, for we all live underground. Well, now I get low and I get high, and if I can't get either, I really try. Got the winds of heaven on my shoes. I'm a dancing man and I just can't lose. And nothing's gonna change the way we live, 'cause we can always take but never give. And now that things are changing for the worse, see, oh, life's going nowhere. Somebody help me. Somebody help me, yeah. Futures made of virtual insanity now always seem to be governed by this love we have for useless twisting of a new technology. Oh, now there is no sound, for we all live underground. Life's going nowhere. Somebody help me. Somebody help me, yeah. Oh, life's going nowhere. Somebody help me. Somebody help me, yeah. Futures made of virtual insanity now always seem to be governed by this love we have for useless twisting of a new technology. Oh, now there is no sound, for we all live underground. Oh, futures made of virtual insanity now always seem to be governed by this love we have for useless twisting of a new technology. Oh, now there is no sound, for we all live underground, live underground, live underground. Last night I had a dream about you. In this dream I'm dancing right beside you, and it looked like everyone was having fun. The kind of feeling I've waited so long. Don't stop, come a little closer. As we jam, the rhythm gets stronger. There's nothing wrong with just a little fun. We were dancing all night long. Ooh, I don't know what to do about this dream I knew. I wish this dream comes true. I don't know what to do about this dream I knew. I wish this dream comes true. Oh, yeah, yeah. The time is right. I put my arms around you. You're feeling right. You wrap your arms around too. And suddenly I see the shining sun. Before I knew it, this dream was all gone. I don't know what to do about this dream I knew. I wish this dream comes true. Oh, I don't know what to do about this dream I knew. Will make this dream come true. Won't you play the game? I don't know what to do about this dream and you. I hope this dream comes true. Je rêve de toi, je rêve de toi, je rêve de toi.
Good morning and welcome to Daywave Monday. I'm back, folks. Daywave is back. Yuki is back. The show is here. Thank you so much for being here with me. I know we didn't get a lot of YouTube notifications today, but hey, you know what? Whatevs. Yuki's not having any of it. Yuki's not having any of it. Look at her. She's like, why don't you just let me sleep? Why won't you let me sleep? I'm sorry, Tukes. I'll let you sleep, Tukes. Good morning. I'm back here for those asking. Great news. My grandfather is home from the hospital. It was really bad. So here's what happened. Let me tell you a story. All right? Get your coffee. Someone's taking a sip of their coffee right now. Sip of their coffee, headphones in. So thank you all for everyone that reached out to me. Thank you for all your prayers. Thank you for all your thoughts. Everything was just, thank you guys, seriously. So on a week ago, more than a week ago, 9 days ago on Friday, my mom calls me, and they were in South Florida. And they said, I just spoke to your grandfather, and he's being little backstory. My grandfather's 82, but drives all there mentally. Just never had a problem, right? Never had a problem. Does his own shit, takes care of everything himself, no issues. Anyway, my mom calls me, and she goes, "Hey, do you mind going and checking on your grandfather because he's acting really weird." He had called her, said that he thought someone took his car. And again, this is not a guy who has dementia, who has Alzheimer's, who has anything, still doesn't have any of those things. So it was really weird. And he'd also been sick, he had a cold or whatever. So I go and I check on him. I have a key to his apartment. So I go to the apartment, I check on him. And first thing I notice, he has pink eye. Both eyes are just fucking welded shut. Pink eye. I'm like, Al, you all right, man? And he goes, no, I'm just sick. I was sleeping. I'm just sick. I'm like, all right, well, whatever. So I see that he's sick. He's kind of out of it. But then I'm thinking to myself, I don't know, man, the medicine he took, he's tired, whatever. So we go, well, let's just take him to urgent care just so they get stuff for his eyes and whatever, see if they could take care of all that. So we get in the car, my wife and I, and he gets to urgent care. We wait. We bring him in. The doctor sees him. She goes, "Oh yeah, no, he definitely has pink eye." Blah 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 blah. They check his blood pressure. It's really low. It's like 95 over 60 something, which is fucking really really low. His oxygen is low too. His oxygen was like 86. It should be at least 95, right? So the doctor says, "Look, I think he has pneumonia. Why don't you at his age, I would just take him to the hospital. He needs to get a chest x-ray, see how bad the pneumonia is." I'm like, all right, fine. So 99, but at 82, 95 is the minimum is what I'm saying. So at least if it's at 95, they don't really work. So anyway, take him to the hospital. He gets there, they bring him in and whatever, and they check him out. They do a chest X-ray. They go, yeah, he has pneumonia. So they ask me all the prescription medication. Anybody that's in their 80s with a bunch of prescription medication. He has something for his kidneys. He has something for his prostate. He has something for a blood thinner. Like the guy, obviously every whatever. And he's taking something for pain. that he has in his legs called gabapentin. Now, there's a reason I bring that up. So I tell all the nurses and I tell the doctors, I tell them, look, these are the medicines he's taking. He's taking this, and this. I give him the list. Fine. So they say he has pneumonia. They move him up to a room, a pulmonary room, because at that age, again, pneumonia is a big deal. So they take him to the room, still kind of out of it, in and out of it in terms of mentally, like, just starts, he's out of it. He's looking around the room. He's not able to answer a bunch of questions. I'm like, what's wrong with him? So, I tell him that I go, look, he's out of it. I don't know what it is. They think, well, his oxygen is low. He probably has too much CO2. It's probably affecting him cognitively. So fine. They start doing, they start doing all these tests, and so he had a blockage in his brain, maybe 7 years ago. So obviously that's why he's on the blood thinner. So the first thing, look, I know what a stroke looks like. My grandmother died of the stroke, so I know what it looks like. So I'm like, I don't think he had a stroke, but whatever. They go and they take him in the next day. They do a CAT scan. They do an MRI. Nothing's wrong with his brain. They do an MRI. He does have pneumonia, but it's not that bad. His oxygen definitely was low. So they start giving him breathing treatments and stuff like that. I don't know what it is, but like some sort of gas that's mixed with the air, and he breathes it in for a while, whatever. But cognitively, by day 4, he starts getting worse. And what I mean is, like, he doesn't know where he's at. Start asking him, where are you at? He thinks he's in Miami. My grandfather is a huge, like, Trump guy. So I ask him, who's the president? He calls him William Trump. Well, right there, I'm like, something's fucking wrong. Like, this isn't right. Now, mind you, no Alzheimer's, no dementia, never had it. It's never been an issue, never been a problem. By day 5, he's so out of it that, and he's a strong man. Like, this isn't a frail 80-something-year-old. This is a dude that could probably still fucking knock some people out. He's just trying to leave, trying to escape the hospital. That's not how he is. Goes into the bathroom, he ripped his IV out like 5 times. It was a whole fucking ordeal, right? Really bad. And again, I want to say this, but doesn't have any sort of Alzheimer's or dementia or rapid onset. None of that. No, that's all that's been ruled out, right? It wasn't a UTI. So we already looked into that. Simon knows exactly where I'm going to right now. Simon knows exactly where I'm at, and I'm glad some people know. So anyway, we're figuring it out. Now, mind you, I want to keep in mind when he first got to the hospital, and then when they moved him to his room, I told him all the medicines he was on. So they had to tie him down because he was just not having it. He wanted to leave. He didn't know where he was. He was losing his mind. And it was, for me, I'm like, Jesus Christ, I've never seen this. Like, this is crazy. It really hit me hard. I'm like, holy fuck, what's going on? We couldn't figure it out. At first they said it might be the kidney infection, and then they said that it might be a CO2, and then they said it was oxygen, but it wasn't a stroke. Just for those coming in late, it wasn't a stroke. He had no stroke. That's not what it was. It wasn't a stroke. They did a CT scan, and they did an echo on his heart too. They did sonar. They did everything. No blockages, no nothing, no events, nothing like that. So my sister, who lives in Miami, she calls me and she's like, "Are they giving him his gabapentin?" And I'm like, "I believe they are." I gave him the list of all the medicines. She goes, "Make sure they're giving him his gabapentin because the withdrawals on gabapentin are pretty bad." And I start reading up on it, and I'm like, especially if you're elderly, with delirium, suicidal thoughts, it's crazy. So then I go and we ask the nurse, and we're like, "Are you giving him his gabapentin?" They have that little computer. Look at the computer. She goes, "No, it doesn't say here he's taking gabapentin. He's taking gabapentin." I'm like, "Yeah, I told you guys like 3 times that he's taking gabapentin." Now, gabapentin is a benzo, right? It's for pain. And he has pain. He has this pain in his leg. He's old. That's what happens. They weren't giving him his gabapentin, and him being off of it for as many days as he was causes delirium, psychosis. It was crazy. So tell the doctor, we're like, look, we think it's the gabapentin. This is what we think it is. It's not a benzo, whatever it is, for nerve pain. Fine. It's the same as benzo withdrawal. How about that? Okay, fine. Sorry, it's not a benzo. It's okay, all right. It's not a benzo. Sorry that I said benzo. But it's the same withdrawals as a benzo. How about that? Is that fair? Gabapentin is really strong and can override heroin withdrawals. That should tell you how strong it is. Yeah, absolutely. It works like a benzo. Okay, there you go. Fucking who cares? So anyway, it was they start giving him his gabapentin again, and that evening, by the next day, totally fine. All there, no problems, cognitively all there. Apologizing to everyone for how he was. By dose number 2 of his gabapentin, he was back to normal. And the only way I could describe the withdrawals, it really seemed like someone, like he was shaking. It really seemed like someone withdrawing from heroin. Perfectly fine. Back to normal. Pneumonia's gone. Eyes are fine. Everything is fine. The doctor comes in and she's like, yo, yeah, no, it was gabapentin withdrawal. And I'm like, gee, you fucking think? Suffice to say, if they were giving him his medicine, he would have been out of the hospital a lot earlier. Then you talk to one of the nurses, and she's like, you know, it's funny because we had another patient. This patient was in their 20s. They were taking gabapentin. They got off of it, and they were having the same system, psychosis, suicidal thoughts, losing their minds, and gave it to them, and then they were fine. So I know, look, if you're taking gabapentin, you know somebody that is, be careful with that shit, man. The problem with gabapentin is once you're on it, you have to be on it for the rest of your life, because getting off of it is you guys get weaned off of it, but it's very, very, very difficult. Not only were they giving him gabapentin, his doctor, because remember, he has kidney issues, but, you know, it's not dialysis levels, but, you know, he's just low functioning kidneys. It happens, you know. They were giving him 300 milligrams 3 times a day. So 900 milligrams a day of gabapentin they were giving him, right? And it really is amazing to me that doctors, like, they just will just give you anything. They just, fuck, here, have this, have a bunch of this, have a bunch of that. And the fact they gave it to him was weird because, you know, it's not good for his kidneys either, right? Cold turkey, that will kill you. It's really bad. So, Toolbox, he goes, that's really not a lot. It is a lot when you have low kidney functions and it can fuck your kidneys up. Yeah, he's drinking plenty of water. I mean, they give him liquids. His kidney functions is better now and all that stuff. But, you know, what bothers me is, like, you know, you go into the hospital and you tell them, like, look, these is the list of his medicines. You tell them over and over again, and then they just like, oh, we didn't know. Oh, he didn't know. Whoops. Oh, sorry that we had to tie your grandfather down and give him psychosis. Whoops. So all I'm saying is, man, be careful. Be careful with that shit. I don't know if you know anybody that's on it or you're on it yourself. Just be careful. And the withdrawals are worse if you're elderly, you know? My wife wanted to get off antidepressants. The doctor didn't tell her how crazy bad the withdrawals were. Yeah, no, careful for sure. Hey, I used to take Lexapro. I got off of my goddamn self. I was done with that shit. I used to take it for anxiety, and I was like, I'm getting off of this shit. I'm done. I am fucking done. So, wean myself off of it. I haven't taken it in 6-7 months. Fucking done. I'm done with it. I'm done with that shit. I'm done with it. You just fucking take stuff. You just fucking take stuff because people tell. Because here, it's just here. Take this. Here, take that. Just take. Fuck that shit. No, thank you. I'm done. Like I am not. If I need some, I'm not against medicine. Obviously, if you need something, obviously take it. I'm not. Please do it. I would too. But all of these little, like, oh, anytime they tell you, oh well, you know, unless it's like, you know, heart or blood pressure and cholesterol, where it's something you need, especially when it's like, hey, just guess what, you're on this for the rest of your life. Why? And I tried to get off of Lexapro like a year ago, I went to my doctor and I was like, look, I'd like to get off of this. I don't want to be on this anymore. And she goes, Asian doctor, she goes, no, it's fine. It's fine. Go. It's fine. You don't need to get off. It's fine. Doesn't do nothing. I'm like, okay, fine. I get it. But I'd like to get, I hear you. I hear you. But I'd like to get off of it if I could. And no, and I was like, oh, I'll do it myself. If you're going to help me, I'm going to fucking do it myself. And fine. I've been better off without it, to be honest with you. Fat Keck Boy Royce, how was the Super Bowl? I'll tell you here. I'll tell you here in a second. We're about to get into that. But so fuck that. I'm done. Let me tell you something. I'll tell you a story. When I was 19 years old, so this is fucking 2001, 2002. I went to the doctor and I had a pretty bad anxiety. You know, not social anxiety. I've never had social anxiety, but like anxiety, like panic attacks and stuff like that. And it is genetic. My dad has it. My grandmothers have it. So it's just something that my family has. So 19 years old, I go to the doctor and I'm like, hey, look, I have a little bit of anxiety. I'm really not feeling great, whatever. Doctor sits there and he writes me a prescription. Some of you might know some of these, some of you might not, but writes me a prescription. Lexapro wasn't around at the time. Writes me a prescription for Zoloft. Writes me a prescription for Xanax. And then writes me a prescription for Klonopin. All three. Tells me to take all three every day. All three every day. I remember this like it was yesterday. All three every single day. And I walked in and I go, I have anxiety. I'm having some panic attacks. That's it. That's all I said. Now, I don't know if any of you have ever... Zoloft sucks. I mean, Zoloft might work for some people, but for me, it was the worst. But worse than that... To be fair, I will still take a Xanax if I'm going to fly. Like, you know, half a Xanax. I'll take a Xanax to fly. No problems. I don't take it every day, obviously. But Klonopin, that shit is bananas. Like, I hated it. I hated the way I felt in it. I felt like a fucking zombie. I would sleep past my, like, I mean, I'm not a person who sleeps past his alarm, right? Sleep past alarms. All I wanted to do was sleep. That shit fucking K-hole, exactly. That shit fucking knocked me out. And I was like, I'm done with this. I'm not taking this anymore. I'm not. And then I switched over to Lexapro a few years later. And now I'm off of that too. But yeah, man, it was fucking crazy. Like, and then I'm not, mind you, I was 19 at the time, and I'm like, seriously, all of these things? And then to say people that are like, you better not be drinking. You're under 21. You know how bad that is for you? And they're giving me all these fucking brain medicines. I'm like, I feel like this is worse. I think this is worse than if I have a beer. I don't know. I ain't a doctor. But I think this is fucking worse. Mind you, not a psychiatrist, not a psychologist. We're talking about just a fucking regular primary care physician. And I was like, yeah, I'm done. I am absolutely done. So yeah, anyway, I got off on that tangent only because, you know, these people take all this stuff and like seeing your grandfather, man, tied up, somebody who's just always been all there. I mean, smart as a fucking whip, could tell you everything that's going on in the impeachment process. Not even one, he's not even like, oh, I forget things. He doesn't forget anything. And seeing that over the gabapentin withdrawals, I've seen people that have been withdrawing from Oxy, from Vicodin. I've known people that have withdrawn from heroin. I have never seen a worse withdrawal than I have with gabapentin. I mean, everybody's different. Maybe some people could get off of it and they're fine. I'm not telling you to get off of it. At this point, you might as well just stay on it. And here's the thing. He's never going to be able to get off of it because if you're younger, you could probably go through the process and get off of it. But to get off of it at 82, what's the point? You know, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. You know, so All I'm saying is be careful, man. Klonopin will blast the worse than Ari blasted Kobe. Yeah, well, fucking good for Ari. I'm gonna get into the fucking Pro Bowl. I definitely want to get into that. But the Kobe thing is fucking crazy to me. Like Ari took a shot and made fun of Kobe Bryant being dead. And now the entire world, even people in our fucking Facebook group, which I thought was weird, it's like, do you guys watch our show? Like, you're really going to get butthurt? Like, look, I'm not saying that Ari shouldn't get people fucking bitching at him. Fine, if you're mad at him, be mad at him. But there were just people like, oh, really? He needs to be canceled, and I can't believe this. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Yeah, okay, look, the joke was, I understand. Look, man, I'm not fucking 2006 edgy boy anymore, right? I understand why some people would be mad at that and the timing. I fucking get it. But also, that's what comics fucking do, man. And you don't even have to like Ari. Bad News Royce, Tool won a Grammy. Yeah, well, who gives a shit? Yeah, well, here's the thing. Bad news, fat keck boy. The Grammys are worthless. So who gives a shit? Ari tweets something like that every time someone dies. He told Aretha Franklin to roast in hell. Yeah, good for him. I don't care. Like, and people are really, really mad at him. People are saying that if he fucking performs in LA, he's going to get beat up. And I'm like, really? People of Jesus Christ. Look, yes, and I know the MSNBC thing. I'm saving the N-word thing for ROTC on purpose. I don't want to watch it now and then watch it again. So we'll watch that on there. But yeah, Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash. And look, I'll be honest, it is sad. It's sad that his 13-year-old daughter was on there and she died. Like, that's fucking horrible. Like, any kid dying is horrible, right? It absolutely is. And I also think that if we're being fair, there's a lot of other people like Stefan Molyneux of the world that are like, he raped somebody? Okay, maybe. We don't know. Like, I'm not going to sit here and try to justify, my hate for somebody because of something they may or may not have done. A lot of bitches lie too, so we don't know if he actually raped. We don't know. He was never found guilty of it. That's all I know. But whether he did or didn't, who cares? My point is that 6 other fucking people died besides Kobe Bryant, guys. Fucking, it wasn't just him that died. But, however, I also juxtapose that with saying you should be able to make a joke about it. And you know what? People should be able to give you shit about it. Fucking fine. But this cancel culture or fist fighting a guy for something they said on Twitter. I mean, look, granted, if I don't know if Kobe has a brother, but if Kobe's brother saw Ari and he punched Ari, we'd all go, all right, well, you know what? He's allowed to punch Ari. Like, I mean, not legally he's not, but everyone would be like, yeah, you make fun of his stepbrother. You're allowed to fucking punch him in the face. You know what I mean? But like a random person, somebody who was a Lakers fan, chill the fuck out, man. Yes, it does suck that his daughter was with him. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'll be honest with you, too. And I'm not trying to sound insensitive. I'm not. I mean, I just went through something at the hospital with somebody I love. And so I trust me, I'm not trying to sound insensitive in any way. But I have a question. And here's my question. Does it make it a little harder to feel bad? Not harder, but how do I word this? Does it make it a little harder to feel bad about it because this guy was able to commute in a helicopter? Like when somebody dies doing something that like 99.99999% of people can't afford to do or don't have the money to do, it's different, right? Like if somebody was, in their car with their 13-year-old daughter and they got hit by a semi truck, which by the way happens every day, 13-year-olds and people die all the fuck. I live in Orlando, okay? I-4 people die at least once a week, sometimes multiple times a week. And there's kids in the cars and there's older people and there's adults. People die all the time in car accidents and stuff. But it is kind of weird, right? Like when somebody dies in a helicopter accident, in a private helicopter accident. I'm not saying that it's not terrible. I get it. But it's just like this wasn't dying in a normal way. This was like dying in a fucking in a fucking private helicopter crash is really a weird way to go. You know, it's not something that it's gonna happen or something that's gonna happen to anybody in this chat room. I doubt it. You know. That being said, it sucks. You know, I mean, a 13-year-old dying is anybody dying. Fuck, it sucks. But a 13-year-old dying sucks. You know, but also fucking wanting to cancel somebody for making an edgy boy joke sucks. You could think edgy boy jokes are cringe. That's also fine. But some people are going like way too far. You know, the only people that die in helicopter crashes are rich people, soldiers, and cops. Yeah, well, there you go. Kobe doesn't have a brother, only 2 older sisters. Okay, well, thank you. I didn't know he had a brother. I have no fucking clue. You know, it really sucks, and I get it, but also, what do you want? Like, I don't Here we go. So look, I was thinking, I've been watching the news. Like ESPN was on after the Pro Bowl, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But after the Pro Bowl, we went to a sports bar called Twin Peaks, which I don't know if you guys have Twin Peaks. I think it's a chain. I don't know if it's a chain. I know they're around here. Maybe you guys have them over there. But Twin Peaks is like, hey, remember Hooters? Let's make them even sluttier. To the point, honestly, well, I don't know if I'm getting old, but that whole sexy waitress in a bikini thing, I'm like, just give me my chicken wings. Just get me my chicken wings, please. I don't need all this. I don't need all this that you're doing. I don't need that. Yeah, Twin Peaks equals boobs. But I'm like, yeah, exactly. I get it, Twin Peaks. I'm like, I don't need all this. I'll go to a strip club if I want to see boobs. Just give me my wings. Wing House too. Yeah, but Royce, they might blow you. Exactly. I love leaning over the table with their tits. Look, bitch, I'm giving you 20%, and I'm going to give 20% to somebody at Olive Garden too. You having tits out does not change how much I tip you, you know? I don't like strippers at dinner. So Twin Peaks is the favorite establishment of Monsters in the Morning. You're right. I'm amazed I didn't run into fucking Carlos Navarro there. Yeah, fucking Twin Peaks is Hooters at home. Exactly. The fucking Hooters is always the worst too. Did somebody donate and it go through? I'll check out what you donated here in a second, but I don't know why it's been doing that. It's Streamlabs, by the way. It's not something I did. But let me check. Or maybe do I have the donations on? Sometimes they're auto paused, so I'll check. It was totally paused. I'll check it out here. Let's see what you said. Let's see what you said.
Whoa! Look at that.
As a beef, he was vastly overrated. Sorry about your loss, Royce.
Nah, Kobe wasn't overrated. Kobe was very good. You can't say that he wasn't. Tilted Kilt, again, I don't have a problem with it, and I get it, but it's. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I was watching the thing with Twin Peaks. They had the news on, and I mean every channel was talking about Kobe, and the part that I didn't get, it really blew my mind. Like they showed at a Lakers game. I think the Lakers played yesterday, or people at other games in Lakers jerseys. One of those things. There's grown men, fans crying. I'm like, why are you crying? This was a basketball player. Like, why are you crying? Oh, Kobe beef is overrated. I got you. I just got the joke. Sorry. Tired. It was just these stories. Like some verified account I saw this morning was like, I went up to a florist and I was like, hold on, let me see if I can find it. And if I don't find it, I'll surmise it. Whatever. So look, some verified account says something to the effect of like, I walked up to a florist And I mean, I'm assuming this is how they were talking. It's Twitter, so you can't tell. I went up to a florist and I was like, I need a bouquet of flowers, gold and purple, because I was going to go take the flowers to the Staples Center and put them out front. And when and then the lady asked me, for Kobe? I said, yeah. And then she said, and then I said, how much do I owe you? And she said, nothing. It's LA. We stick together. I wanted to projectile vomit on my computer screen when I saw that. I'm like, fucking stop it. Look, man, I'm not saying not to be sad, but there's a fucking literal slave trade going on in fucking Libya. Okay? Everybody was high-fiving because we're going to send troops in the Middle East for 18-year-olds to die. 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds fucking die with IEDs every single fucking day. Don't do this fucking, it's LA, man. We just take care of it. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. If you want to be sad, be sad. But the amount of people that are making this about them today is disgusting. Shaq wrote an entire eulogy on Twitter. An entire eulogy on Twitter. That one I could find. That one I could find. That one I could find. Hold on. All right. So this is what Shaq wrote. Shaq wrote, Kobe was so much more than an athlete. He was a family man. That was what we had most in common. I would hug his children like they were my own. I would embrace, I would kiss like they were my own, and he would embrace mine like they were his. His baby girl Gigi was born on the same day as my youngest daughter Miara. There's no words to express the pain I'm going through with this tragedy of losing my niece Gigi and my brother Kobe. I love you and forever will be missed. My condolences go out to the Bryant family and the families of other passengers on board. I'm sick right now. All right, Shaq, and that's fine. But I haven't forgotten this.
You know how I be. Last week, Kobe couldn't do without me. You know how I be. Last week, Kobe couldn't do without me. I call myself big, but I'm not as good as Biggie. I call myself big because I live next to Diddy. Excuse me, Diddy lived next to me. So in the hood, dog, I feel like B.I.G. Because if Biggie was still here, he would be right there on Star Island in the mansion somewhere chilling, sitting on about $500 million. Because me and Guns combined, that's $500 million. For real, dog. Now that's B.I.G. Ain't nobody in the world do it bigger than me. That's like a white boy trying to be more than me. That's like a homeless cat having more figures than me. That's like Patrick Ewing having more rings than me. That's like rappers having car strip things than me. That's like you saying to yourself you're better than me. That's like Kareem saying to himself he's better than me. Now stop, think about that. It ain't about that. It's about B.I.G. aka Big Shaq. Now that's the difference between first and last place. Kobe, nigga, tell me how my ass tastes. Okay, Kobe, tell me how my ass tastes. Okay, everybody. Kobe, tell me how my ass tastes. I'm a horse. Kobe ratted me out. That's why I'm getting divorced. He said Shaq gave a bitch a meal. I don't do that because my name's Shaquille. I love him. I don't leave him. I got a vasectomy. Now I can't breed him. Kobe, how my ass tastes. Everybody. Kobe, how my ass tastes. Yeah, you couldn't do it without me. Kobe, you couldn't do it without me. Kobe, you can't do it without me. Everybody, Kobe, tell me how my ass tastes.
So, Shaq, don't think I forgot.
Whoa! Look at
because
that.
I didn't forget. Thank you.
Test. Also more Christian puppet public television. This one is 5 minutes of gold. We need some positive vibes.
You mean people believe that things could get here all by themselves? And they call me a dummy. Well, can you prove that God created everything?
Not scientifically, no. Neither creation nor evolution can be proven by science. And there are scientists on both sides of this issue.
You need
Okay, we will definitely be playing that. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. So, yeah, Shaq, I didn't forget. All right? I didn't forget. So stop making it about yourself. Okay? You get it? You got it? So what, they had beef? Is Shaq supposed to keep holding a grudge? No, I'm not. Sorry, I'm not going to get mad. I'm really not mad at you. I'm not saying Shaq is supposed to keep holding a grudge. What I am saying is, don't make it about yourself. Don't make it about how close we were. He was like my brother. You guys never liked each other. Even to this day, you never liked each other. I'm not saying, hey, man, that was sad. You know, we might not have gotten along, and I'm really sad. But he wrote 2 paragraphs about his kids were like my kids, and we love my kids, and my kids were kids, and also my kids. I love kids. All right. We get it. We fucking get it. Fucking all right. It is astonishing the way people make these things about themselves. It blows my mind. His daughter was like my daughter. My daughter was like his daughter. My daughter with this daughter and that daughter. And then over this daughter and that daughter. Daughter, my daughter. His daughter, my daughter. All right. We got it, Jack. I got it, bro. It's about you. It's about you. Tell me how my ass tastes. Your family. All right, fucking Fast and the Furious. We get it. Anyway. So yeah, whatever. We'll talk about more of the Kobe thing on RTC too. I'm sure. I'm absolutely sure we will. I am absolutely sure we will. So we'll look into that. So this is what I did this weekend. Let me get into that. So my grandfather was feeling better, and we decided. I went to the Pro Bowl this weekend. Actually, Mersh and I, and my wife, and then some other group of friends of us, we went to the we went to the Pro Bowl. Went to the Pro Bowl on Sunday, and I mean, look, tickets are $25. It's not like we paid a lot, so I mean, whatever, it's fine. But I don't understand why they even have a Pro Bowl anymore. I mean this. I don't get it. I went to the Pro Bowl, and they don't even tackle each other anymore. And they used to tackle each other. This isn't like an always thing. I remember Pro Bowls used to tackle. I'm not saying fucking blitz and go helmet to helmet and kill the quarterback. But did you guys watch this Pro Bowl? They're not tackling. They would, as soon as like they would wrap their arms around one of the players, they would just blow the play dead. It was flag football. It was flag football. So this Pro Bowl game is it's what it was. I was like, this is. They don't hit each other. They don't tackle it. Nobody would hurt. I mean, it would just wrap their arm. I can't play anything because the NFL obviously would fucking pops everything. You're not allowed to talk about anything they've ever done ever in the history of the world. Someone tweeted a Pro Bowl clip from a year ago when Sean Taylor damn near killed a dude. Well, I mean, ironic, isn't it? It was. I don't want blood. I just want them to tackle each other. I'm not, look, man, I understand no one wants to get hurt, but tackle each other to the point where the Pro Bowl game was so boring that at halftime they had an all-female youth football game. It was like the Utah All-Stars versus some other fucking state's all-star team, right? And they actually played like a one-quarter game in halftime. Those I'm talking females here. Those bitches were hitting each other. The crowd was going bananas during this halftime thing because it was actually real football. They were tackling each other. People were trying. The Pro Bowl game is just like, it's just them going to Disney, you know? It's just them going to Disney. And it's also really hard. Like, who are you cheering for? The AFC? Do you really care about the AFC that much? If you're in the AFC, you like your team. You pretty much hate all the other teams. You know, NFC, same thing. Go AFC. Go NFC. Who gives a fuck? So, there was also these guys behind us, drunk guys, that kept trying to start the wave. Which, again, you're an adult. Stop trying to start the wave. So, come on, start the wave. And of course, I don't do what people tell me to do. Like, I refuse. I don't even like the cha-cha slide or the electric slide. I don't like any song that gives me directions. I don't want fucking people to tell me what to do. If someone tells me to put my hands up in the air, my hands are firmly placed on my lap. Don't tell me what to do. I understand it might be a hang up I have. I'm not even saying it's a good quality of mine, but don't fucking tell me what to do. All right? All right? If all the fellas say yeah, I'm not saying yeah. I'm not. I won't say yeah. Can I get a what? No, sir. You cannot get a what. Not for me. Universe, glad your grandpa's feeling better now, Royce. Thank you so much. I ain't doing it. Ain't doing it. Everybody stand. No, I'll sit. National anthem I'll stand for. I have some respect. I removed my hat for that. But besides that, don't fucking tell me what to do. So this guy was trying to fucking start the wave. And then when people weren't starting the wave, fucking, he was going, it's because some people wearing, everyone's wearing their team's jerseys there. And he goes, it's because fucking Cowboys fans. These fucking Cowboys fans won't stand up. Because this guy was there with his family, when wearing Cowboys jerseys, just having a good day with his family. It was really actually sweet to see. Him, his wife, his kids are there. They're like, hey, we came to Disney to watch the Pro Bowl game. And they're like saying, it's because fucking Cowboy fans are gay. Because they're gay. And I'm like, dude, it's a fucking all-star game. What are you doing? Like, start the wave. You start the wave. And I'm like, so the guy comes up and he puts his arm on Mersh's shoulder. He goes, hey man, wave. And Mersh just gives him this look of just, don't fucking touch me. And the guy walks away and he leaves him alone. But it was like, it was just like, I'm not starting the fucking wave. Leave me alone. First off, wave is gay. Secondly, it's the Pro Bowl game. Who gives a fuck? Brian Quinn, what did you expect would be the sports event? I've been to plenty of sports events. I went to the Hurricane. I've been to many Hurricanes games. I've been to some Dolphins games. I've been to Miami Heat playoff games when they played the Celtics. When we had LeBron. I mean, I've been to NHL games. I've been to arena football games. I have been to many Marlins games. I have been to plenty of sports games.
Whoa!
Thank you, JD.
Cowboys are still gay.
Fine, but. No, the Miami Hurricanes, the football team. I've been to plenty of games. The difference is, I understand the hype, right? Like if you go to what's a big rivalry? If you go to a Bears-Packers game, there's a great rivalry, right? A Bears-Packers game, and you fucking wear a Bears jersey in Green Bay, or you wear a Packers jersey in Chicago. I understand that. You fuck faggot. You wearing that here? I mean, I wouldn't do it, but I get it. Like, I understand that. But can you imagine having that anger at the Pro Bowl? Where, if we're being realistic, every player on that field's a loser. Because who's not on there? The people that are going to be playing in the Super Bowl. They're not going to be on there. They're not there. You imagine having that anger and like, oh, you fucking, like, nobody cares, bro. They're not even tackling each other. They're just hugging each other on the field. None of these people fucking care, all right? This is like watching a practice. Enough. Fucking enough. Yeah, and I'll cock block waves again. I don't fucking care. That's the kind of rebel I am. versus FSU. It's another great one. I've been to those games. Woo! But at a fucking Royce, you're a grump. Stand up. Nope. Not doing it. Not doing the gay wave. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. Especially not going to start a wave by some fucking 3 drunk idiots back there that are trying to start fist fights with people for wearing Dallas Cow. I'm going to enable that behavior. I will not enable that behavior. I will not enable that behavior. Ain't doing it. But it was still fun. Why was it fun? Well, Mersh actually started Eric was there. Yeah, Eric came with us. So Eric could attest to dude. I'm glad Eric's in here now because Eric's been probably listening, but I'm glad he's in the chat because there's something I wanted to I'm gonna throw some photos in here in the chat in our group chat, Eric, just because I want to put them on the screen because now I'm about to tell Karen's story. I am now about to tell Karen's story. So this is the part that this is why the Pro Bowl was so much fun. Burge wanted to do the wave, but didn't want Royce to make fun of. No, trust me. If anybody was anti-wave more than me, it was him. I promise you that. Come on, photos, load. So we were at the game, and we paid for parking because we wanted to tailgate a bit. We got there a little bit early, brought some beers. We're just hanging out. And we were in parking lot K. Now, it doesn't really matter what the letter was, but just, parking lot K. So, we're in the parking lot, and the way that we're setting up the cars, this parking lot was a field, but it was right by the stadium. So it was within not even a 3-minute walk. So we're like, we'll just pay for parking so we could just sit, we could leave, we had no problem. Instead of parking in some minority's house, we'll park by the stadium. So the way they set it up was all the cars were coming in. So think of an L shape. So there's an L shape, right? So some cars would park up front. Some cars would park behind those cars, but the parking attendants, to their credit, left a space in the middle. So if you needed to leave early, you could just get out and leave. So there was an opening. There's one opening to get out. It was actually very well done because I'm sure some of you guys have been to some games where or carnivals or whatever where the parking is terrible and you have to wait for somebody to show up for you to get your car out and stuff like that. So, in comes Karen. Karen shows up in her Infiniti SUV. Okay? Karen comes and she shows up in her Infiniti SUV. She parks her car. Normally, I'm going to pull up a little picture here because we took pictures. And she backed up. She wanted to back up for some reason. As you can see, Karen's car is the one. We don't know her name, but definitely look like a Karen. I'm talking the Karen haircut, prototype Karen. Backs her car out. She can't get out. Now, she's there with another woman, and they're there with their boys. There's no men. They didn't come with any men. She tries to get out. We're looking at her. We're drinking our beer. We're looking at her. We're looking at her. We're looking at her, and we're like, "What is she doing?" Because we just at this point, everyone's attention's on her now. We actually got into the game late because of this. She's trying to back out. I guess straighten her car out. The other woman was standing outside of the car, trying to guide Karen out. Well, as you can see, by this photo, Karen was not able to get out of the car. Karen Let me put another picture here so you could understand. Karen. There's Eric, by the way. There he is. Fucking Eric. Look at his face. Jesus, Eric, I didn't realize what your face looked like in this one. This is great. Hold on. Let me full screen it. So, now the other person in their car wasn't there. They're already in the game. Karen backed into this guy's car. Okay? Sorry, his face is killing me. Eric's face is killing me. Eric's face is fucking killing me. Holy shit, I didn't realize your face until I saw this. So, as you can see, as a matter of fact, keep it full screen. Karen thought that after she hit the car, that if she put a shirt or a sweater in between the cars, like it was going to protect the car. So what you're seeing here, what you're seeing here is a shirt. You're seeing a shirt. I can't. Sorry. So, so fucking Eric's face is priceless. So as you can see, she did not do good on that side. She hit the car. Now, let me go one better for you. Hold on. Let me go one better for you here with Karen. Not only was Karen able to hit that car. No, of course she did. She not only did she do that, but Karen is so bad at what she does that Karen also, and I don't know how she did this, this is a feat to behold, she also hit the car in front. So she's wedged like this, with the back hitting the front of that car and the front hitting this car. She also managed to hit the other car. Now, what makes this did she leave it like that? Well, Miami MILF, I'm very, very glad that you brought that up. I'm very, very glad that you brought that up. Did she leave it like that? That is a really, really good question. Did she leave it like that? Now, Karen is not somebody who's just going to leave it like that. The game was going to start. So she didn't want to miss the game. Nobody wanted to miss the game. That's why we're there. We're there to see the Pro Bowl. So she gets her kids and her and her fucking female friend, and they went to go see the game. Now, mind you, they left the car. This is an important part of the story because besides the funniness of it, because it was funny, Karen was blocking the only exit. Karen was blocking the only exit to the parking lot. As you could see, that space where Karen is in, the way she's parked, that was the only way to leave the parking lot. There was no other way. So, Karen goes, grabs her kids, smiling the whole time, walks towards the stadium. We see her leaving. She walks towards the stadium, which is when we took these pictures. So, not to fear, though, guys, for those that were worried, Karen's not irresponsible. Karen's not an irresponsible person at all. You think she is? You'd be wrong. What you see there is a note. Is a note that Karen left on the SUVs windshield. The note said, "My sincerest apologies. I got stuck," with her phone number on it. "My sincerest apologies. I got stuck," with a note on the car. Now, I'm really glad Eric's in the chat because somebody else witnessed this. Somebody else witnessed this. She is. Please tell me you saved her. I might have. I would have to look for it. We came back after the game. We left a little bit early. Don't worry, when we left, her car was still in the same position with all the other cars. The way we were able to exit, we were able to exit was somebody else had left, and it made an opening for us to leave. So yes, Karen made a big mistake. Here, let me see if I can get the woman's number. Hold on a second. Hold on. I'm going to try. I'm going to see. Do you have a pic of the note? All right, let me find out. I'm going to try to get it, okay? I sent the message because I'm not the one that took it. So when I tell you that we were late going into the game because of this, it was the most entertaining thing that I've ever seen. You have to understand something here, guys. She was going back and forth for how long, Eric? How long would you say? Was it at least 15, 20 minutes? Nice cake ref, by the way, Spangled Muldoon. Nice cake ref. Because it was at least that. We were watching it to where my wife was like turning around going, I can't, this is too cringe, I can't. And my wife was checking her Fitbit, and when she was walking, when she was watching it happen, her heart rate was going up. Because he was like, I can't, oh my God, oh no. And her friend trying to coach her was the best part, another woman, to the point where I'm talking to Eric and I'm like, should we help her? And then we all decided, like, nah, let's let her figure it out. Women are empowered. Don't forget, women are empowered. She should be able to get out of it. We for a second go, should we help her? And we're like, nah, we ain't helping Karen. Sorry, Karen. Real sorry. Oh, just call a man over to help. She wouldn't ask for help either. And it was one of the funniest things I have ever seen in my life, in my fucking life. So again, I don't know what happened. I'm trying to see if I could get the note. I'll let you know. I mean, it might come. I might get it later. I wasn't the one who took a picture of it, so I'm trying to find out if I could get it. If I get it, sure, we'll give her a call. Thank you, Farm. Did you say something naughty, Farm? So now I gotta go and I gotta read. Did you say? Because you said something naughty. You said something you're not supposed to say. I quit GABA cold turkey after I broke my back. Thankfully, it took a couple weeks once I got out of the week. Stay in hospital for surgery. I used to play D1 sports ball and slanged a lot of dick. So not a wimp. Never take GABA. Everyone enjoy the cringe.
Whoa!
Well, I'm glad you got off of it, man.
And they want women in the military? If we go to war and all the tanks will be stuck in the parking lot.
That is very fucking funny, Superfly. That is very funny. So I guess press F for the Ford Explorer that Karen ruined with her Infinity, and for the white car in front of her that she ruined, because seriously. Woo-hoo. It's really your fault, Royce. You should have known that a woman couldn't back out. I mean, we saw it happening. Gabba's and gabapentin. Yeah, we talked about it earlier. We talked about it. Listen to the beginning of the show. We talked about GABA for a while. I will reiterate, be careful during gabapentin. Just like the withdrawal symptoms are that of psychosis. So something else that I noticed during the game, and if you go to any game, there's always those, those planes that have the sky signs. You buy space over the planes and whatever. Over the planes, you buy signs that you could fly over the game. So people decided that they were really still mad at Michael Vick. And this is one of the planes that was flying over. I took a picture of this. Goodell and the NFL support dog torture. So that was one of the planes. And the other plane that was flying over, this one's a little hard to read because the angle I got to take it wasn't great. But I'll tell you what it says. It says, "No, Vic, we won't ever forget." I mean, Michael Vick, and this is in regards to the dog torture. This was in regards to the dog torture. So those were both flown over the game. And then a regular Geico one. I thought, like, I guess this is something. I thought it was a weird way to make your point. Also, I don't think anybody really fucking cares. I understand that it's terrible, but let's not forget that some of these teams have had literal murderers on their teams. So I'm not saying what fucking Michael Vick did was right, but the guy did go to prison for it. It's not like he got away with it. Ray Lewis literally killed a guy, allegedly, and got away with it. Hopefully Karen has Geico. Or Karen's husband. What I thought was weird about the Karen situation was that she was there with her female friend, and their young boys were with them. Their kids were with them. But there was not a husband in sight, which I thought was really weird. I'm like, why are women taking boys? Why is there men taking the boys to a fucking football game? I just thought it was just weird. So she fucked up her Infinity. She fucked up an Explorer. First we were like, we should wait. We were ready to sit there and wait to see what would happen when they came back, but we were just there for so long. And we need to go to Twin Peaks to see titties. Am I right, fellas? Fucking sick of these gimmicky bars. So sick of it. Nah, they weren't a lesbian couple. I'll put $1 billion on it. They definitely weren't a lesbian couple. I know what lesbian couples are, and they were not a lesbian couple. Because the NFL has made it pussy enough for women now. Yeah, no, again, the Pro Bowl was embarrassing how little they were tackling. It was really, really, really bad. Twin Peaks is great. The food wasn't bad. It's just, I'm just so sick of it. I already talked about it earlier. I'm not going to rehash it. But anyway, one more. Oh, wait a second. No, not that one. I need a close-up of the note. Not that one. I can't read that one. Let me see. Can I read that one? I don't think so. I need the close-up of the note. I'm trying to get the number here. Give me a second. Give me a second here. We're working on it. We are. I should have been prepared. I'm sorry that I wasn't. I am really, really sorry that I wasn't. To make up for it, I will one more time, just to show you, when people go, women can do anything men can do. Women can do anything. This is for every time somebody in this chat room has been called spotted the incel. This is for every single time somebody has been told that. Somebody's been told that. Oh, what's wrong, sweaty? What's wrong, sweaty? This is for every single time somebody was told that. I want to remind you of something. This is what happened to Karen just trying to get out of a spot. All right? This is what happened. That's what happened. Don't worry, though. That shirt is going to make sure nobody gets hurt. Oh, hold on. Do I have it here? Hold on. Hold up. Let me see. Let me see if the number's legible. God damn it, the number's not the fucking windshield's blocking the number. Let me look on my phone. See if I can zoom in better. Sorry, guys, I can't call her. Well, on the upside, I can at least show you what the fucking note said. Hold on. You can't see the number, so it's fine. I'm not doxing her because whatever. But this is my apologies. I got stuck. Please call me, and then her number's under the wiper. Sorry, guys. I wish I could do better. But there you go. There you go. That's the note. All right, let's move on here, folks. Let us move on. Boop. All right, let's you failed the city. Yeah, exactly. All right, we do have some it's been a while. It's been a while since we've been able to play some of these things, but look who's back. Back again. Frankie's back. Tell some friends.
Hello again, all my brothers and sisters on our flat, domed, stationary earth. We give praise and glory to our Lord. Well, anyway, I just took my mother-in-law to senior citizens, and I showed her the sky. Here in Buckeye, Arizona. And she goes, "What is that? Oh, that's so beautiful." And I told her, "Ma, what are you talking about? It's so beautiful. How could you call that beautiful?" You know,
so you're not allowing your elderly mother-in-law to enjoy a pretty sky? Who, if you're 60-something, is probably 80-something, and you're just not allowing her to be happy because you have to interject your stupid fucking flat earth bullshit into her life?
the Lord said, look up. A lot of people don't look up, but they are bombarding us today. Big time. They're going to block out the sun. It's amazing that they get away with this. Wow. In a few hours, the whole sky will be milky white. But now, if I didn't show my mother-in-law, she would have never looked up and saw it. I told her, "Wow, look at the sky." She's like, "Oh, it's going to be a nice day today." I said, "Well, look up and look at the sky." She goes, "Oh, wow, what is that? That is so pretty." I'm like, "Wow, man, please, it's far from pretty."
Please, don't be happy about anything in the sky. I don't want you to feel good. I want you to be a miserable fuck like me. I'd prefer if you were just miserable like me all the time.
Anyway, I just wanted to film this, just to get the word out. It makes me feel good anyway. But remember, all things must pass till our Lord appears. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus.
Everything is something. Everything's a conspiracy. And everything is something and everything. But it gets better. It gets better. We have another two Frankie videos for the price of one.
Eggs over easy.
What do you got?
Something we had this address to write a message. God's word message is a track like this. And
where does this guy live that he gets different churches coming, Jehovah's Witnesses, Mormons, and then this guy. Where does he live that he has all these people coming to his house all the time? It's weird, right? Is he signing up for something? Because I've had Jehovah's Witnesses come by once in a while, but this guy has every single denomination shows up to his door.
Inside, if you don't want the house,
Hi, Jehovah's Witness. That's Jehovah's Witness.
My eyes are greasy from watching Frankie for 10 seconds.
Yeah, that'll happen.
like this, happy family is inside, you can open, and you can see, all right?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. I want to tell you.
My name is Rufino.
Good to meet you. I'm Frankie.
Rufio.
Frankie, nice to
Rufio.
meet you. And
Orville.
I think you is the one younger.
He's way younger than me.
Yeah, very good.
I'm the old man here.
He's like 90. I'm like.
I think I'm younger than you.
Oh, who's the other guy? Who's the other guy?
No, I was here when the flood came. But we were having a discussion, and I was telling Orville that the Earth is flat.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in other words, we're not a spinning ball flying through space.
Yeah. But you have a Bible?
Uh-huh.
Read the book of Genesis, first book of the Bible, and you will find out what God has created.
I can't hear you. Say it a little louder.
When God created the whole thing, He formed the light.
Look at that.
Thank you.
Is Frankie being gang stalked by religious groups?
Yeah, he is. I think it is. It's the flat earthers are coming after him.
The globe, all the scientists, all things, since the beginning, thought that the earth was a flat, sit down in the hands of the giants, But, Bible will teach us what.
Well, I know there's over 200 verses that say that the Earth.
Frank, I gotta go.
You gonna go?
Nice meeting you.
I'll see you.
I'm going to go. This guy knew. This guy knows Frankie, and he fucking knew that he was about to get into the flat earth stuff. He's like, I'm not going to be fucking involved in this. I will not be involved with this.
You live in us.
You didn't bring breakfast. You can see I'm starving to death.
Next Saturday, I meet you at the same time over here. I'm joking.
But what I wanted to tell you that
yeah.
we're not a spinning ball flying through space. We're not. There's no satellites. I was telling Orville, he don't believe me. He thinks I'm crazy.
No, the satellites are put in is to get the informations like.
Is this guy trying to sell him a vault? Is this guy trying to sell him a vault? Is that what's going on? Because that's what this feels like.
Get your television, you get your radio, and also,
No, but we get our reception from all these cell towers.
Towers. That's what all over.
But we don't get anything from. There's no satellites in space.
But satellite men put them over there for their convenience.
No, but there's none up there.
Yeah.
We've been lied to.
Yeah. But the satellites, they have to navigation. The planes have to go to contact. What? Well, okay, my phone. We have towers that they built.
Yeah, they're all
Companies
towers,
for
but there's no.
The satellite in space. It's not created over there. And we got to create the whole thing. It's an instrument that send in space. Men like you design those things to have the information for navigation, especially for airplanes.
Well, how come if we have satellites in space, how come I lose my reception on my phone going around the block?
Well, it's a difference because we have through the station that have those, like cocks. They have cocks.
They have cocks? Hold on. They have cocks?
Company, all right?
Yeah.
Like, I have a phone. I live in Phoenix. Not in Phoenix, in Goodyear.
Mm-hmm.
And the area where I live, because it's set up over there with the Wi-Fi, everything, I get good reception. But if I move Yeah, before when I moved down here in Arizona.
I'm gonna skip ahead a bit here.
Uh-huh.
I was understand myself.
Well, I'm trying to tell you. Let me tell you something. In our Bible, there's over 200 verses saying the earth is flat.
What translation you have? King
Well,
James,
King James Version,
very
right
good.
in Genesis, it has it in
Very good, very good.
Isaiah, it has it
Isaiah, you Guido idiot.
in Job, it is
Very
all
good.
over.
You have very good translation. King
Yeah, King James Version.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to tell you is we've been lied to. There's over 200 proofs that the earth is flat. There's not one proof that we live on a spinning ball flying through space. In other words, the earth is the center of the universe.
Well,
Like the sun and the moon are inside the dome.
Then what are stars, Frankie? What are stars? What are they? Huh? Little night lights for us to look up at night, you moron?
See why the sky is blue?
Star, you know how precisely the Creator created everything.
Yeah, he created everything. Yes, that's not what I'm saying, though.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm going to get argumentative with you. I'm going to get mad at my 85-year-old mother-in-law for being happy when she looks at the sky.
Creator created everything because if the earth turn around the sun, just one little point, we couldn't live on Earth.
Well, that's a big lie. Because if that was the case, if we're spinning and flying through space,
yes,
then how come the stars never move? All the stars are in the same
we can
spot.
see them move, but they have their movement. They have
Well, they do. It depends on what time of year that you're at. Depending on where you're at, the stars are in different positions. On what side of the planet you're on, too. Depending on what side of the planet you're on, the star... why am I arguing with a video? Why am I trying? I've been watching enough Frankie. What's wrong with me? I'm becoming crazy, guys. I'm becoming crazy covering this guy. Stars are Christmas lights that God forgot to take down. Thank you, Chunkin. Now it makes more sense.
Our men,
You've been lied. Let me tell you something. You've been lied to.
You've been lied to, bro.
There's no satellites. There's no probe on Mars. We never went to the moon. There's no satellites in space.
I don't believe that.
I swear to you. I swear on our Lord. I don't want to swear on our
I never
Lord.
believe in that. 1969, all right. That says men get in the moon.
We never went there. There's no probes on Mars.
You know what that instrument land? Any place on earth they make people.
Yeah, you should. It's all CGI. It's all computer generated.
Yeah.
We are the center of the universe. The sun and the moon are not in deep space. The sun and the moon are under the dome. And when the great flood came, the windows of heaven opened. That's why the sky is blue. The sky is blue because it's heavy water. And the same thing with all these big craters you see on the earth. All those craters weren't hit by a meteor. Because if that was the case...
But here's the thing. Somebody says, auxiliary stream service, atheist. The Bible's false, and all the matter was created from nothing through a series of explosions inside a very expanding space vacuum and nothingness, and life evolved into giant reptile monsters. I am not... This is the argument. A lot of flat earthers have this argument, right? Oh, we came... I'm not saying we came from... Do you know that you could still be Christian and believe in... You could believe in creation if you want. And still also think the earth is a globe, right? Like, they're not mutually exclusive. You get that, right? Like, I mean, believe what you want to believe, obviously. I'm not telling you what to believe, but you understand that just because... Atheists aren't the only people that believe the earth is a globe. I went to Christian school my whole life, and I was taught the earth is a globe. I mean, you can look... I mean, I'm gonna need to fucking... I'm not even going to have it, because no matter what you say, you're wrong. You're dumb, because people that sit there with a protractor on an airplane know more than you. Don't you get it? It's one thing has nothing to do with the other thing. You could be a Christian and think the earth is round. And there's atheists that think the earth is flat. Did you know that? I've seen them. They exist. They're not mutually exclusive. They're just not. So... bringing up that atheists may be wrong doesn't mean that the earth is flat. One thing has nothing to do with the other thing.
Is all the debris. So when the meteor hit the earth, where's all the debris? All those big holes that you see are the fountains of the deep. When the flood came, the fountains of the earth opened up and the water came underneath, and it came from on top. You can't break through this dome. And people say, well, if the earth is flat, we would fall off, right? Right? They say the earth is flat, you'll fall off.
I'm not saying feel bad for this Frankie victim. This isn't, because this guy's annoying going door to door. So don't get me wrong. I'm not. But Frankie is still insufferable.
You know why?
Why?
We don't fall off?
Why?
Because there's a giant ice wall that holds it. I'm serious. There's a giant ice wall that holds.
The closer. I wonder what happened to him to make him so obsessed with flat Earth, specifically how this happened. Well, he's explained. He's mentioned some things. I don't know the full detail, but he mentioned that his sister joked about it with him, about the Earth being flat, and then he said he went online, and that's what got him. He thought his sister joked about it. He says, "Hey, do you know some people?" He said in an older video, "Hey, you know some people think the Earth is flat," and then Frankie went out and he researched it. So that's how he got into it. That's how he got into it, was the internet.
That holds the waters in. And the sun and the moon spiral in and spiral out, and that's how we get our seasons.
You have a good understanding.
Spin.
Your name again, Jim? Your name again?
Frankie.
Frankie. My name is Frankie. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like your conversation, but I have someone waiting for me. You home Saturday?
Yeah, he out, dude. Frankie, I'll give him this. I'll give Frankie this. He's the only person I've seen to successfully have a Jehovah's Witness go, I got a thing. I got a thing. I gotta get going.
Every week home?
Yeah, I live here. I mean, the bank owns the house, but I live here.
The bank owns the house. So yeah, 62 still paying a mortgage, huh, bud?
But nice meeting you. Yeah, I know you're busy.
One thing.
What?
I have the same version of you read the Bible, King James Version. Can I come at another time we can go? Because I like your explanation for us to examine God's words.
Anytime, man.
Okay.
Anytime.
Frankie, nice to talk to you.
Okay. All right, nice meeting you.
I know you live over here, okay?
Yeah, I live over here.
So nice. You are a man that we can talk with.
I'll be glad to
Okay.
talk to you. I'll be
Okay.
glad to wake you up, man.
Yeah.
I'll be glad to wake you up, because you're going around now. No disrespect. No disrespect. But if you're going around preaching the Bible,
You should preach the things that I think are important, not the things that you think are important. You need to preach the things that I think. The thing that I got obsessed about, that's the stuff that you need to be preaching. That's what's important, is the stuff that I think is important, that's the stuff that you need to be preaching.
and not knowing the real truth, because all truth matters, that we're not on a spinning ball flying through space, the earth is flat. And then you come to my house and you tell me, no, it's spinning. No, we live on a.
I'm listening.
It's not true.
It's not you come to my house and you tell me that the earth is round. What's wrong with you? But I'm going to open the door and I'm going to entertain you for 11 minutes. I'm going to do it. That's what's going to happen. And there's nothing you can do about it.
We've been lied to. We've been lied to.
Listen, I know I'm not telling you nothing. I'm listening to you.
Yes,
and
I
then we
appreciate
will
it.
find the answer, okay? Oh, it's another very good for your spare time to read. The Search for Truth. This magazine is
Wow, that really hits it on the head, huh? The
Okay.
search for truth, right?
Yeah. Okay, yes. Examine this magazine. We're going to discuss some point with your Bible.
I'll be
I
happy
bring
to.
mine, the same thing, King James Version, right? We talk because I like to talk to you.
Beautiful. I'll
Okay?
be glad
You,
to.
my man. Frankie.
All right.
Again.
Okay.
Nice talking to you.
All right. Take care.
All right.
Okay.
Take care, my
God
friend.
bless you.
Okay.
Praise our Lord. We're the generation.
You are men that we can talk with.
Well, there you go. Here's another nice gentleman going around trying to preach the word, which I have nothing against. But so many people, I don't know what it is. Like, you notice when I told him the earth is flat, he almost like started to laugh a little bit. And then my neighbor next door, he really thinks I'm crazy.
Why would he think that, Frankie? Why would he think that? We're the generation who stole your wealth, houses, and so much more. Exactly. Thank you, AJ. Why would he think you're crazy, Frankie? What have you ever done to make you think you're crazy, Frank? Huh? Why, Frankie? What would we think, huh? Because you're a fucking crazy person, Frankie. You're fucking crazy. And people every time I talk about flat earth stuff, like someone in the chat or someone in the comments or ROTC, some in the chat, some in the comments, it's like, oh, actually, look, I don't care if you believe in flat earth. All right? I think you're wrong. But fine, believe what the fuck you want to believe. But even flat earthers have to agree that Frankie B. Flat is not the best representation for your movement. Can we agree on that? That's my olive branch to the flat earthers that listen and get mad at me when I talk about this. Can we agree? Can we agree that Frankie is not the best representation? Is not the best representation of your cause? Look, in the same way faith healers are not the best look, here's a perfect example. In the same way faith healers are not the best representations of Christianity. Joel Osteen is not the best representation of Christianity. If you're a Christian, that's something that you should come to terms with. If you're a flat earther, people doing this probably doesn't help your point, right? Owen's a worse ambassador. Are you crazy, Jim Edward? Are you fucking nuts? I disagree. He represents flat earth very well. Does he?
He had to actually get up and walk away because they think I'm totally out of my mind. But this is what I'm up against. I know I haven't done a video in a while, but I am out there and I am still preaching. And I always give praise to our Lord first before I start talking to people.
So you go to church, Frankie?
Well, anyway, hope all's well with everybody. And like I always say,
he's also implying that remember, he said this in other videos before. He's implying that pastors and preachers know, that they know what's going on and they're hiding the truth. So he thinks all of these people are all in on they're all in on the same big conspiracy. He really believes that. He really believes that all these people are on the same big conspiracy. It's pretty fucking ridiculous. And again, man, believe it if you want, I guess for me, I saw the flat earth thing start. And look, man, don't try to sell me on the fact that, like, oh, it's the flat earth theory's been going. No, it hasn't. All right? No, it hasn't. Frank misses the earth is only 6,000 years old. You're right. Yeah, sure. I mean, back when Columbus was sailing, they thought the earth was flat. But once it was settled that the earth wasn't flat, it really hadn't been coming around. It wasn't until maybe 2000, maybe 15 years ago, 16 years ago, give or take, people started floating the theory around on websites and forums and stuff like that. And it began again. It began and became this movement. And look, what a lot of people want to admit to you, and flat earthers want to admit to you, is that I've seen it. People have admitted it. A lot of people that started floating this flat earth theory again were trolling. They were trolls. They're going, look, watch what I can make people believe. They were trolling. But then what happens with trolls, it's just like the OK hand symbol thing that 4chan did. It's the same thing where things start out as a troll and then people take it seriously and then they become real. And then before you know it, you have news reports about it. So I saw it develop. I saw people say, yeah, well, of course I don't think the earth is flat. I'm fucking around. I'm trying to see what people would actually believe. And then people take it, and then people start their own community. It's like the gang stalking thing, man. People start believing stuff, and they form these own communities around it, and then it becomes their religion. Flat Earth becomes their religion. Everybody needs something. I believe everybody needs something to believe in, you know? For some people, it's religion. For some people, it's science. For some people, it's a bunch of things. But it's a bunch of different things. But it's just something to hold on to. It's something where it's one of those situations where if the government is lying about this, then the government also has to be lying about that, right? And that's not necessarily true, you know? Like, we know how internal combustion engines works, right? The government has said that, but does that mean that the internal combustion engines aren't real? Like, it's you could eat plutonium, like Owen says, you know? It really is it is human nature, and I get it, and that's why, like, I tend to sometimes instinctively lose my shit. And look, man, some people aren't all there, you know. Doesn't mean I'm gonna make fun of people, but some people aren't all there, and some people need something to believe in. It's just, I feel like it's wasted energy, you know. Dinosaurs aren't real. I mean, it's enough, man. And every time I talk about this, there's one or two flat earthers that always come in the chats later and go, actually, all right, man, look, I'll tell you right now, believe it if you want. I am not going to try to convince you that it's not. It's wasted energy. I mean, it's wasted energy. When you're flat earthers aren't people that you sit there and you have a discussion with, and at the end of it, you go, you know what? You changed my mind. I never looked at it that way. It's just not, you know?
Whoa!
Thank you.
Look at that.
Science is a liar, sometimes.
Oh, that's so great. Always Sunny? Is that what you're going to do? Is it Always Sunny's at Mac? Science bitch?
Thought to be the smartest
Yes.
man on the planet. He believed that the Earth was the center of the universe, and everybody believed him because he was so smart. Until another smartest guy came around, Galileo, and he disproved that theory, making Aristotle and everybody else on Earth look like a
bitch. Blaze Howell, it's not the government, it's science teachers. They lied about non-existence of the aether to cover it up with space-time. Einstein unified EM and gravity, but it was never popularized. You think it was science teachers? I don't know. I don't think it's. There's not a vast conspiracy of science teachers. I've met some science teachers. Ain't that smart. Look, man, everybody has their white whales, right? I guess that's what it is. Everybody has their white whales, you know. For some people, it's the JFK thing was big. It's not so much anymore. It's been so long ago. But everybody has their thing. For some people, it's Pizzagate. For some people, and when I say that some people have their white whales, doesn't necessarily mean that they're not right. You know, there's been a lot of conspiracies that have been proven to be true. You know, there just have been. So I'm not saying all conspiracies are fake, but I'm saying everybody has something that they're chasing, right? Something that they need, something that they think is very important to them. You know, everybody has it. You know, my white whale is Amy Schumer, literally. Like, how did she make it? Why did she get a job? Once Anthony Jeselnik stopped dating her and her joke quality went down, people should have gotten the point. But you know what I mean? Everybody has. 9/11 is a white whale for a lot of people. And I'm one of the first people to tell you that there's a lot of fishy shit going around 9/11. But I also think there's a lot of crazy conspiracies that are not true around 9/11. And obviously, I think we're never going to really know what happened. You know, I mean, the fact that one of the things that turned out to be true was that it wasn't Afghanistan. A lot of people are saying this wasn't Afghanistan, this wasn't the Taliban. And I started finding out that Saudi Arabia funded a lot of it. That's what happened. Saudi hijackers. And we were told that it was this. So look, government lies, and don't get me wrong. You know, weapons of mass destruction was another one. I was defending that back during embarrassingly now, defending that there were death weapons of mass destruction. Yeah, let's go to war with Iraq. And there never was. So everybody has their white whales. I think the Frankie thing is probably funny, and it's funny, definitely, but also annoying because it's this, like, it becomes an it's not just, hey, there's some weird stuff about 9/11, but I'm going to move along with my day and then also look at this and also talk about that. It's his life. Some people make this their life, like the gang stalkers do. It's all encompassing. Like nothing matters to them outside of this one thing. And it's like, I think there's healthy ways to question things, and I just think this isn't the healthiest way to question things. You know what I mean? Because it kind of, you're kind of hurting your own cause if you believe in a conspiracy, and then you start looking crazy. Then you're like, oh well, everyone's crazy in this. You know, it's equivalent to why I get really mad at faith healers, and I get really mad at people like that. You know, those pastors in mega churches with jets. I get really mad at them, and it's like, what, do you hate Christians? No, quite the contrary. I think religion and Christianity is really, really good for a lot of people. I'm not going to argue the particulars, obviously. You know what I mean? But I think that it's really good, and it helps a lot of people out in tough times in a good way if done right. And I think that when these faith healers, and that's where the Pastor Royce character came from, you know, where it's like, I'm going to save you, and I'm going to save you, and I'm scamming everybody. I'm just out here. I'm out here scamming everybody for their money, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just a Southern Healing Baptist preacher. It really is, you know, it really is something that kind of, you know, fucks people over that are trying to do the right thing, whether you believe it or not. Because I'm not going to get into a fucking philosophical debate with you. And honestly, I don't get mad if you're if you're an atheist or if you're an edgelord atheist. Fucking Lord knows I was. I mean, I've brought it up so many times in the show. You guys are probably sick of hearing it, but I was an edgelord atheist in my fucking 20s. You know, and it's okay to change your mind. You know, it's okay. A lot of people go, oh, look what you did in your 20s. And you're like, I know. I was a fucking idiot. Like, you weren't an idiot. You were always cool. So, you know. Anyway, we can move on. Come to Biloxi, Pastor Royce. Well, that's where Pastor Royce's church is from. It's in Biloxi, Mississippi. That's where it's located. That is where it is located. Yeah, Pastor Royce is the only true faith healer. I'll be in my 20 for 20 more days. Trust me, Static Void. I know you're in your 20s. I never questioned it. Organized religion killed my faith in Christian and restored it. Yeah, exactly. Organized religion could be tough. I mean, it really depends on which part you're at and what they're doing, if they're using scare tactics or whatever. I don't know. Man, you know what? The fuck do I know? I'm not a philosopher. I tell stupid jokes, dick jokes, and stuff like that. I never don't live your life by what I say. Let me be clear here. Please don't. For the love of God. I'll be honest with you, man. I'm still figuring it out. And anyone that tells you they have the answer and they know, they're lying. They're figuring it out. I'm still figuring it out. You know? And maybe 2 years from now, my views will completely change on something because new information. I don't know. You know? I just tell you what I think right now. And that's, I think, the upside of doing a show like this, but also the downside is I'm just like, hey, you know what I was thinking today? Huh? You know, I was thinking, isn't it weird? And it's like, I don't know, man. I'm just fucking talking. Having some fun with my friends. That's all I'm doing. Having some fun with my friends. All right. We can move on. What do you say? What do you say we move on, guys? I mean, it's about time we move on. And there's only one way to move on, and that's with a palate cleanser. Let's you know what? Let's do this one because I know how much you guys like this one. So let's cleanse the palate with this one. What do you say?
Wait, what?
All right, let's get the video up. There we go.
I'm just goofing, new boot goofing, just goofing, new boot goofing. Genuine ostrich, 3 payments. I'm just goofing, new boot goofing, just goofing, new boot goofing. Genuine ostrich. ostrich. 3 payments.
Oh,
I'm just goofing. New boot, goofing. Just goofing. New boot, goofing. Genuine ostrich. 3 payments.
How about that? Little remix, a little remix on the fly of the new boot goof. What do you think? What do you think, guys? Ah, fuck. Anyway, let's move on. Let us move on. All right, so this video was on our cringe. It doesn't have that many views. It only has like 1,800 views, so it's not like a bunch of people. But so I'm gonna play this now. I can't figure this out, so I want to see if you guys could help me figure this out. Okay, this is Staten Island comedy show. Staten Island. So already that's iffy. I'm gonna play this video. I want you to tell me if this is this guy legitimately bombing really bad, or if this is a bit. Okay, I can't. I mean, I've watched this already like 5 times on my own. Okay, so we're gonna play this video. I want you guys to decide. This is Staten Island comedy show. Here we go.
Somebody stop him. Oh my God.
All right.
Anybody want to hear some jokes?
Yeah! Jokes.
So, what's your favorite part of the woman?
Oh my God.
Her mind?
We got our mind,
Her eyes.
her eyes.
Her hands.
You want to know what mine is?
Sure.
Yeah.
Boobies.
Did she kill the joke?
It's the cottage cheese.
Oh. Oh, God. What? Ew.
I love me some cottage cheese. So tattoos are really big nowadays.
How big are they?
Well, you see a lot of girls. You see a lot of girls getting tattoos in weird places. I saw this one girl. She got a tattoo on her inner thigh of a big black veiny hairy panda there.
What?
Nice, keeping it clean now.
Yeah.
Keeping it clean.
Is it weird that my hard-on is 3 inches?
Oh my God.
You got me here.
But
Yeah, the clean went out. It's not clean anymore.
but my soft on is 7. Is that weird?
Oh my God.
So I went to anybody go to a strip club?
No. A lot of people are quiet around here.
I I went to a strip club once, and I got one of them lap dances there, and I came in my pants there.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Rawhide.
But then the stripper, she said that's $20.
Oh no!
So it's basically a $20 cum stain there. I mean,
Oh my God!
It's a bit, right? I think it's a good bit, but it's a bit. Cousin Joe, oh, look who decided to join. From experience, the only explanation is some sort of comedy class he paid for, and that's why they are laughing. They need him to keep coming back and paying for more to pretend he's funny. Is this what happened to you, Joe? That's probably why I said from experience. I feel like this is a bit. I really do. What's his name? Frank Cintola? I'll find him.
I asked this girl to sit on my face.
Oh my! This is not. Wow! Oh.
So she sat on my face, but I couldn't breathe. So I yelled at her. I said, "Get off me!" But she couldn't hear me. So I just sort of pushed her off me, and she flew out the window and she died.
Oh my God!
So I was making love with a girl, and she told me that she liked it really rough there. So I said okay. So I spanked her as you do.
As you do.
As you do.
And she was bored by this. She was bored by the spanking. So I said okay. I said I'll take it up a notch. I whipped her. I whipped her against her bottom. And she was still bored by this. So I said, okay, I'll take it up one more notch.
He keeps fiddling with the mic stand.
I hit her with a rock. And she had no more complaints after that. I mean.
And that's it. It's 6 minutes and 40 seconds. It was posted on our cringe. I'm thinking bit, right? Are we thinking bit? What do we think, Chad? I saw a lot of bits. This is a bit, right? It feels, yes, you're right. It does feel like Norm Macdonald humor. I think he did this on purpose. I think he did this on purpose. That is my guess. Bit, right? We're saying bit. It's a bit. This guy, it was good, right? I love it too. Like, I love this weird stuff. I'm a big Norm fan, so you know I love this weird stuff. It is so awkward. His fidgeting, like the guy has his fidgeting down or whatever. Frank Santella, I can't find any more of his bits either, or any more of his stand-up either. So, yeah, the audience laughing was terrible. But Staten Island, what do you want? I thought it was funny. I really did. But Norm is good. But Norm is good. But this is still really, this is good. Look, man, it's different. All right, it's different. It wasn't drumpity drump. If it was a bit, I think it was very, very well done. I really, really do. I really think it was well done. Now let's watch something that's not so well done. We were talking about Christianity a little bit earlier. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's see. We got some donations. Let me play that first.
Look at that.
He looks like he's gonna dry heave.
You know what you're going to play? I know what you're going to play.
Funny, you better get ready, guy, because you're next.
For a newcomer here tonight, Mr. Charlie Kelly. So you guys, you ever eat cheese? Cheese is a funny thing. Cheese is a strange thing. I always wonder, like, what is cheese? Where does it go?
Scarface, did you also donate? Here it comes.
Whoa! Look at that.
Frank Cintula went to the Napoleon Dynamite School of Comedy. Weird, awkward, and only funny to a select few.
I mean, I liked it. I maybe I've just become so jaded with all the drumpity stuff, and that may be true. I did actually enjoy that. The Christian thing, you know what I'll do tomorrow? I realize how long it was, realize what time it is. So I'll leave you guys here with a short one. I think you guys are going to enjoy this. This is just a short video. You might have seen it already. I mean, it's kind of old. It's a few years old, but I just saw it yesterday for the first time. So sorry if you've seen it, but it's still worth playing. Here we go. Hey, Timmy, can you take out the trash? All right, Mom, I got it. No problem. This poor kid. This poor kid. Let's try something. There we go. Trash Man. The last one's my favorite. I think the last one's my favorite. I know there's no trash in it. I think he's putting it away is what he's trying to do. Fucking poor kid. Fucking poor kid. All right, guys, that's about it. It's about the end of the show here, I think. I think we're done. I think we're done for today. I got plenty of stuff for this week, though, because I got really backed up. Thank you for all the prayers for my grandfather. Really appreciate it. He's back home. It's fantastic. Fantastic news for me, obviously. Most of you guys probably don't give a shit. But for me, it is fantastic news. And thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for listening to my stupid show. I am lucky to be able to do this every day for your entertainment. It is, it really is just really, really something that most people shouldn't be allowed to do to make money because it's too simple. But I do appreciate it. I really mean it. Seriously. It means a lot to me. We will be back. I'll be back. You'll be back in 4 hours for Revenge of the Sith. Hope you guys are there. Thank you for listening. I hope all of you have a fantastic, amazing, and wonderful day. Bye. Bye.
Yeah, this I know. She told me don't worry.